If you run a business or you do freelancing of any kind, there's definitely been a point in time where someone has came to you and said, whoa, dude, you gotta start advertising your stuff on Facebook and Instagram. And those people are right, you know, especially if you're a local business that's like a service-based business, you're providing a food service or a professional service or a financial service to somebody, and you're trying to attract that local customer base, right? The people that are in your surrounding area in town and might be interested in what you're providing. That is when advertising on Facebook and Instagram works very, very well. But there is a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. Well, actually, there's a lot of wrong ways to do it because Facebook does a terrible job at explaining this shit to you and actually giving you, you know, the foundation that you need to succeed with the platform. They don't really do that. But you know what? That's fine. That's fine. I'll do it for you, Zuckerberg. I'll fucking do it. So today I will be breaking down why you should never tap the boost your post button on Instagram, and I'll show you the right way to do it instead. But first, why don't you want to tap that boost your post button, right? Let's say you make a really cool post or something and it does, you know, decently well compared to the other posts that you've gotten. You may see that Instagram suggests it to you on your feed. It'll pop up and it'll preview it and be like, hey, here's what your post would look like if it was an advertisement. Do you want to boost it and get, you know, a wider audience? And it's very easy to assume like, oh, okay, that's how I'm supposed to go about advertising my stuff. I just pick a post that I'm in love with and I boost it, right? Wrong. You see, they blast that method in your face because they want newbies and amateurs to just assume that that's like the right way to do it, and they put that right in your face. They make it very easy to do. They make a big bright blue button at the bottom of your post that says boost, and you think you're gonna get like this big nitro turbo boost of new customers coming through your door and everyone's gonna be in love with the post, but it just doesn't work that way. Now, you may get like a couple thousand views just from running the advertisement, but you're literally paying at that point. I'll break down for you what you're doing. If that's the case, you press that boost button, you target your local audience, right? There's a couple options there on the phone that will pop up. You can select the radius of the mileage you want to target around you. So if you want to go like my location here, my restaurant, and 25-mile radius out, that's who I want to target. And you can select people that are interested in maybe fine dining or food and drinks or bars and grills, people that show interest in that. You can target those people. Now, on paper, that sounds good, and that is exactly what you want. And the correct method that I will get to eventually, stick with me, that method obviously includes, you know, the ability to target your audience very detailed and directly like that, but it also opens up a plethora of other options and more control that it gives you. But let me not jump ahead. I want to continue kind of breaking down why the boost your post button is not the right way to go. So the reason that Instagram incentivizes you and makes it very like in your face to run that boost your post is because they want to acquire more of your money. You see, if you go about doing it this way, and let's say you want to run an entire advertising campaign, right? You want to take this seriously, because boosting one post, especially if that post was not built by a professional to really like get sales, to really hook the viewer in, and is the post really designed for views? Or is it designed for sales? Because those are two very, very different things and different kind of videos. And it's important to understand which kind of video that you're going to be running as an ad. So it's very likely that you just have a post that got a bunch of likes and you really just paid no mind. Maybe you just took a little video of a new food item or something and you just posted it with some music in the background. Very simple, basic. And you want to run it as an advertisement, thinking that, you know, if you get it in front of the right audience and you get it in front of more eyes, well, people are going to want to try that and come in, right? Wrong. Again, you see, what you're going to be doing is literally paying money for a single video to be run as an advertisement. The video's not even built to capture sales and really be a correct advertisement. And you're literally shelling out dollars of your hard-earned money for a digital number on a screen to go up, the view count. That's all you're going to get is views. You might get some likes too. Is that money in your pocket? Is that new customers in your door? Is that people traveling from, you know, outside the city that you live in to actually come here and check out your restaurant? Nope. None of that. You're literally just paying money for a digital number on a screen, similar to a bank account, but you can't even actually use this money and transact it with anything. This isn't money. It's views. It's just views. It's a fucking number. Stop paying for meaningless numbers. Please. By boosting your post, you don't have the ability to actually construct a marketing campaign. And then you actually have someone who's managing that campaign. And once you design a proper campaign with proper pieces of content that are actually built to capture sales, you structure a campaign with multiple advertisements, multiple different sets of advertisements, or ad sets rather. And each ad set might contain 4 or 5 different advertisements of different styles, of different videos, images, carousels. And you can budget your campaign from the top up. So you're not paying $15 per advertisement, per video, and having to set it up a payment on each individual advertisement, but rather you can allocate the money to the whole campaign, or you can allocate money to individual ad sets and actually run them that way. So maybe I'm starting to lose you a bit here with all the nerd advertising marketing talk, but let me jump on the computer. I'm going to show you what's on my screen, and I'll just give you guys a quick glance at what the proper advertising platform looks like. I'll show you how to get to it, how to access it, and how to set up your own advertising campaign the right way. It takes a little bit more work. It takes a little bit more time than just pressing that shiny blue boost button. But I promise you, if you don't go about it this way, or you don't hire someone who does go about it this way, you're wasting your money. So this right here is the Meta Business Suite. This is where you connect your Facebook page, your Instagram page, all of the different accounts and profiles you have on Meta platforms to do with your business. You connect it up here. You just type in on Google, Meta Business Suite. You come here, make sure you set it up properly. I'm not going to go through that right now. It's very simple. We all know how to set up basic accounts by now. So once you have your Instagram and your Facebook page connected to this, that's when you're going to click over right here on the Ads Manager, and it's going to pull up a separate window that looks something like this. You'll be on the account overview page, and it's a separate page. It's a separate thing, interface from the business suite, which is, again, really annoying. Meta sucks at this. They separate everything into different platforms, and they just make it way more cluttered than it needs to be. So try to bear with me here. But the Ads Manager, that's where we want to be. So once you get to the Ads Manager, you're going to see this little side menu, account overview, campaigns. We want to click on campaigns, and that's when you will see these 3 tabs here. So this is where you come to set up an advertising campaign. You want to run ads, whether the posts are already posted up on your page, stuff that you've posted over the course of the last month. Now you've gathered it all, it's all been posted, and now you want to structure it into a campaign. Or you might have stuff that was specifically designed for this campaign and not posted yet, and you're going to now post it for the very first time as the advertising campaign. So if you don't yet have any campaigns running or active, you can see I have this service business leads, and I'll show you this in a minute and kind of break it down for you. But this is the first campaign that I'm running for my new business. And you can see I'm just putting $15 a day into the entire campaign. And this campaign has like 10 different advertisements in it. So Facebook is going to take this $15 daily budget and allocate it, distribute it within the different 10 advertisements, and it will use the data. And I can also override and use the data that I'm seeing with my eyes to turn on and off different advertisements that may not be performing as well as others. So a week into the campaign, if I see all this data and one of these advertisements here on the ads section is performing just really bad compared to the others, well, I turn it off, and now more of my money is being allocated to the stuff that's actually working. And this is how someone goes about actually managing your advertising and using the analytics and the data to make improvements and to make adjustments and to optimize the campaign, right? When you hear marketing campaign optimization, that's all that's happening. They're just using the data that they're seeing with their eyes, what's working, what's not working. I really thought this out well and designed this campaign, but it seems, XYZ ads are not performing well. Let me shut them down, and now more of the money goes into the stuff that is working. So I will show you in a minute how to set up your own campaign from scratch. We'll start a brand new one just for show and just to demonstrate for you guys. But quickly, I want to jump into the existing one that I have here just so I can explain a few things and, how it ended up looking, what the finished product looks like. So if you want to jump ahead a little bit, I'll put, timestamps down in the bottom bar of the video so you can jump ahead to the part where we actually start making a new campaign. If you're just here to kind of watch that, go ahead and jump to that. So you can see here, this is what, your finished campaign should kind of look like. You have a name up here at the top is your service business leads. This is the overall campaign. And then you have these different subfolders here. And as it tabs in more and more here, you can see it's like tabbing in. As it gets out here, these are the different ads, right? So it almost looks like a bulleted list. This one is the ad set. And then the one all the way on top, all the way tabbed over to the left here, is the overarching campaign that everything is within. So that's how you're structuring stuff. And you can see my different ad sets here, the 3 that I have. How did I go about naming them or labeling them or philosophizing them is basically just about what target audience do I want to target, right? So I'm targeting restaurants here, and then I have another one that's targeting real estate agents, And then I have another one that's just kind of targeting like general service-based business owners, and also a little bit of like content creators and people like that. Now, each of the different ads, you can see I have a general targeting carousel ad. So this is a carousel ad where if I get to the preview here, you can see it's just going to be one of those posts where you're swiping through and you're reading more and more stuff, right? Now, this one here is that same carousel, but it's cut together into a video with music rather than being a carousel. So it's the same thing, same creative material, but it's just a video version. Now, this one here is a video that I designed to capture sales, to capture people in, to hook people in, deliver value in the beginning of the video, explaining why different videos perform getting views and why other videos might perform and get sales. And I broke a couple things down very quickly, very, good hook in the beginning. And then at the end, I shifted over into, selling my solution, revealing the fact that I'm the solution to this issue. So this was a video, again, very designed specifically to capture sales, to be an advertisement. So I'm running that as an advertisement. And I have another video here that, again, accomplishes the same thing, just a different video. So those are my general targeting ads. And then I have the same creative material, the same exact material, but targeted specifically to real estate agents, because I use some examples within those videos that might cater to a real estate agent and might cater to restaurant owners specifically. So that's why I'm targeting them specifically, because I know that the creative material that I designed specifically for this is, gonna cater to their eyes. I use B-roll and footage and different things of restaurants and of real estate and of properties. And also here you can see on the carousel, the real estate carousel, it says right here, real estate agents. It's a big whiteboard display breakdown thing that I did. So you can see it says big and bold at the top, real estate agents here, 0 leads. And then the same thing for the restaurant. The restaurant is the same exact carousel, but I designed another page here just specifically for restaurants. So the restaurant owners see this, but the real estate guys will see this. But then the rest of the carousel is basically the same. So again, this is why it really pays to hire somebody, right, that knows what they're doing and is designing your material, all your creative material, your videos, your images, everything is being shot and filmed and scripted and constructed with a purpose from the beginning. It's being thought out ahead of time that it's going to be structured into a campaign like this. And that alters the filming process. That, dictates how the video is filmed, how it's scripted. What is the person going to say? How quickly are they going to say it? Am I going to be editing this video to a bunch of music beats and stuff like that? And what's the finished product going to look like? You need someone that can see that before the record button's even being pressed. So I think you get the point. That's enough about my existing campaign. Let me quickly just jump over. We'll set up a brand new campaign from scratch, and I will tell you how to kind of get about setting it up. All you got to do to set up a brand new Facebook marketing campaign, you go to the campaigns tab here and just click create. Now, the first thing you have to choose is, what is my objective for this campaign? So let's quickly go over what kind of businesses and what kind of people would want to kind of choose each one of these different things. So my campaign that you just saw, Service Business Leads, is a leads campaign. And why did I choose that? Because my business is based around a service that I have to sell. It's an expensive service that is like a monthly service of someone that's coming to kind of partner with you, right? So it's not something you're just going to hop on a website and add it to your cart and check out and purchase it. It's going to require some conversation. It's going to require a bit of a relationship to be built and formed. And so my really main goal is just getting them to reach out to me and express interest. And once they do that, I have to take over and I have to close the deal from there. So if you're selling a service, if you're selling a monthly subscription to, I don't know, your consultations or whatever, or if you're doing video editing and you want someone to kind of partner with you month by month, then you're going to go ahead and select a leads campaign. If you're doing an e-commerce business and you're selling things on a digital store, a shop, and people are going to be adding different hoodies and sweatshirt items to a cart and then checking out, well, you're not interested in leads because you don't want people to just reach out to you and express interest. So you have to message them. That defeats the whole point. You want them to go right to your site, see something they like, and buy it right away. So you would use a traffic campaign to get people to go to your site, right? So it's very simple. Same thing, engagement. You just might kind of want to be getting to know the local community and be doing something that's very community driven. So in that case, you would choose engagement. Sales would be great if you're running like an Etsy store or something like that. You want people to just see your product and buy it. Very similar to kind of traffic. Traffic and sales can kind of be interchangeable. Again, just depends on the business, the way your website is set up and things like that. But I think you kind of get the point. Awareness Awareness, I think, works good as well. Show your ads to people who are most likely to remember them. I think awareness and engagement are very similar, but to be honest, for the most part, I mean, we're here to make money. I choose leads, sales, or traffic. Those are the three that I focus on. For the most part, we're going to go ahead and just do a leads campaign today, and I'll show you guys the thing that I know the best. So up here, you want to name your campaign, right? So what kind of people are we targeting in general? We might get more specific with the ad sets, right? But generally, kind of who we going after here. For me, right, I might want to be targeting service-based businesses like I did with the other campaign, or maybe I can set up a campaign and target content creators or YouTubers, right? So let's just type in content creators, and let's just have a content creators campaign, and then I'll have different ad sets that might target specifically live streaming guys, short form TikTok guys, long form YouTube documentary style guys, right? And those are the ways I can break down my ad sets. And again, using that little boost button that I was talking about at the beginning of the video, you get none of this control, none of this structure to the campaign, and that's why you end up paying a lot more money for way less results. But Instagram loves that. Trust me, Meta, they eat that right up. That's what they want you to do. But that's not what you want to do. So just another thing to be mindful of as we're looking at this page here, Meta is constantly changing the way that this menu looks here with the different campaign, ad sets, ads. It never stays the same. So every time you go and watch a video tutorial just like this one or something, and you find, why does my screen look different? And this video was uploaded 2 weeks ago, what the hell? Yeah, welcome to marketing with Facebook. Campaign details, again, we're going to leave buying type on auction. We already selected our campaign objective. So if we wanted to change that thing that first popped up, that's, here's where we can go and do that. But we're going to leave that alone, obviously. Now the budget strategy. This is what I was explaining earlier on in the video, where the boosting button makes you pay on an ad by ad by ad basis. You have to allocate a budget to each specific ad, which is inefficient, and just you're going to wind up paying way more money. But here in the actual Facebook Ads Manager, we can use a campaign budget or we can use an ad set budget. So a campaign budget is what I had on my previous campaign, the service one that I showed you. And let's say we want to do a $20 daily budget, and that's going to be distributed amongst the whole advertising campaign. So we'll stick with that for now. And I think for beginners, that's just the easiest way to go about it, the most headache-free way to go about it. So just use a campaign budget and allocate your budget. I recommend Facebook throws that $20 number in there, and I think that's for a reason, because a daily budget that's anything less than that, you can kind of get away with 10 or 15. Like my previous thing was 15 daily. I think you can do a 15 daily and just kind of test the waters and see results and what you're going to get. And then from there, you kind of want to up things to like a 50 or 100 daily budget. And once you're in that range, you're going to start seeing the real results that you want to see. You can schedule budget increases right here if in case you wanted to, like, let's say at a certain date, you want to start allocating more money, and you can have that kind of kick in automatically. But I just kind of leave all these automations alone, and I make those decisions, consciously, and go in and do it myself. A/B testing, we'll leave that alone for now. Special ad categories, declare if your ads are related to financial products. So if you're doing anything that's like about a political service or anything about social issues, housing, employment, financial products or services, anything that falls in these categories, for some reason you just kind of have to mark it down. So go ahead and do that. And that's very simple. Once we're done with all that basic stuff, your campaign, the overarching campaign itself is done. Now we can move on to the ad set page here. And now we're going to see this, the new leads ad set. So let's just go ahead and carry over our naming and stay nice and organized throughout. So again, we have the content creators campaign. Now the ad set itself, let's say we want to target first is YouTubers long form, right? And we want to target these kind of creators specifically. So now I'm going to go ahead and I would build out 3, 4, 5 different pieces of content, reels, videos, carousel images, whatever you want to do. Build out a few different pieces that you can, kind of throw at the wall, see what sticks. But don't just choose random content, right? Choose content that has been built specifically for this campaign. That is the key difference between, what you're doing and what a professional that's actually getting real results is doing. So in our ad set setup here, we want to focus on conversions. Where do we want these people to access us? Do we want them to come to our website and message us there? Or do we want them to be prompted to kind of instant message us right from Facebook or Instagram? So this is basically going to decide when someone sees that advertisement that pops up, what is the little button at the bottom right going to say? Is it going to say send message? Is it going to say learn more? Is it going to say visit website? This is basically what's going to decide that. So the one that I like to choose here is website and instant forms. I really like this one because it will kind of mix it up and give like a 50-50 random kind of split. It will prompt some people to go to your website, and it will prompt some people to fill out an instant form that we will actually have to set up right here within the ad set. So we'll get to that in a minute, but for now, we want them to come to our website. If you just want them to come to the website, that's fine. If you just want them to fill out an instant form, which is like they click it and they don't even have to leave the Instagram app. They just give your email and some information right there in a quick form, and it's submitted, and now they're a lead without even having to leave the Instagram or Facebook app. So that's why I like to do that, because I think it really maximizes the amount of conversions that you're going to get. Now, down here is where you're going to set up your pixel. Now, this is annoying. They call it now data sets. It used to be known as a pixel, data set, pixel, whatever you want to call it. This is, you're going to have to go over to a whole new menu now and do a whole new setup. We're not going to do that in this video. So go ahead if you need to do that. I'll have another video coming soon that will teach you how to set up the Facebook pixel. But once you have the pixel set up and actually finalized, here is where you would activate it and make sure that it's actually, linked up to your website. And what it's going to do is every time someone clicks on your website from one of these advertisements in this campaign, it's going to track it, and it can track those people that go to your website, what page they went to, what buttons they're pressing on your site, and it will know automatically who has become a lead, who has purchased something from your site, how many sales have you gotten, and that's how all of your analytics are going to be tracked in this account overview kind of campaign section. You can see from my previous campaign, all these different analytics that I have here. That's what that's from, is that meta pixel and stuff going to my website. So once we have the pixel put in there, we're basically good to keep scrolling down. Budget and scheduling, we can basically set an end date if we'd like the campaign to shut off automatically, or if you just want to run it until you decide to end it, you can just leave that select off. Now, audience controls here. This is very, very important. This is probably the most important thing that you're looking to kind of learn how to set up, or if you know a little bit about Facebook advertising already, kind of might be here just for this section of the video where you want to learn how to really narrow down and target the audience. So again, just to clarify for you, this is where audience targeting, audience controls is found within the ad set tab. It's not in the campaign. It's not in the ad itself. Within your ad set, that is where you're dictating the different target markets that you're actually targeting. So first thing you want to do is decide on the location. Now, again, this is all going to depend on what your business is. Are you a local service-based business, or are you a digital-based business that's targeting the entire, national region? So for someone like me, I might want to be targeting people in my local area and working with local businesses to do their editing and to do their content, right? So I'm going to go down to Long Island here, and I can drop a pin on Long Island, and boom. And let's say I want to do plus 25 miles, right? Just to give myself a nice radius from the center of the island. And boom, that basically covers most of Long Island. Now I can head a little bit more into Manhattan in the city, and I can place a marker there. Boom. And I could go again, maybe, let's say 20 miles, right? And now look how many people I'm targeting. Let's just kind of try to get them to overlap a little bit maybe. So now I'm going to be targeting this entire area. And you can see here, audience definition is fairly broad. Estimated audience size, 7.8 to 9.2 million people is who's going to be seeing this. Now, that's not exactly a great thing, right? That's too broad. You don't want to just throw something at the wall randomly to people who aren't even interested in what's being thrown at the wall. If you're going to throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks, that works good to an extent, but you still need to have some structure. You still need to have a little bit more details, which we're going to scroll down and get to in a minute, that will narrow that number down, because I'm going to be throwing this to everybody, all these 7.8 million people. It's very unlikely that even 20% of those people are actually owners of businesses that would be interested or even capable of what I'm providing here. That's why once we get the location set, we're going to scroll down, show more options. We can do some more detailed targeting here. Very important. So we want to select the age, right? Are 18-year-olds owners of restaurants or real estate agents? No, they're not. So my minimum age does not need to be that low. Let's go with something maybe more like 23. I could even go higher. But I know there's a lot of young hustlers out there like me these days, so let's set it a little low. Now, Advantage plus audience, this is like a new thing that pops up, and it kind of hides the previous like manual controls of like detailed targeting. So what you want to do is switch to original audience options. Very important. As of the latest point of making this video, that's how this is set up, right? So we want to use original audience, And now we get these custom controls that we're more accustomed to how it was looking like a couple months ago. So you can see now everything kind of been blended into this one section. The location that we had before is up here. It's already set. We don't have to change that. Now we can adjust our full age parameters from the minimum and the maximum. So we have 23, and let's do it up to maybe like 57, right? Let's just choose a nice, and you can see our numbers going down. We're narrowing things down just based off the age alone. Genders, I'll select both genders. And now this is where it really targets things down. This is where you target people's interests and their behaviors and their demographics and what kind of content are they watching. But I just realized I'm getting confused here. I'm not targeting restaurant owners with this one. I'm actually targeting YouTubers. I got to remind myself that this is a new campaign here. So let me actually adjust this maybe to even lower of a maximum age, because most YouTubers are not in their 50s. Let's do it up to like 40, 45, right? Let's target people 20 to 45, right? And we want to target them in my local area. Now, when you go down to interests and behaviors, there's a few ways of kind of thinking about this and getting really kind of clever with what you're doing here. Now, what's going to be obvious for a YouTuber, right? I'm going to type in YouTuber, and you can see here that it has different categories of interests, employers, or like a job title itself. If someone is actually have their job title listed as a YouTuber, then that would come up. But let's do YouTube streaming service, video game, YouTuber's website. Let's just kind of do this. People who are interested in YouTubers, right? The YouTube kind of community. Anybody who shows interest in that, that'll be my first demographic there. Now let's also select people who maybe have the job title in their Facebook profile as a content creator, right? We definitely want to target those people. Those are likely a lot of YouTubers. Now, what else would a long form YouTuber maybe show interest in? Let's type in long form video. Does anything come up or no? Long distance relationship, live in India. Okay, no, so that's not what we want. So sometimes there's just not a demographic for what you're kind of trying to do, but you can word it differently and usually find something. But this is where you can also get a little bit more clever. So you don't want to just kind of type in like YouTubers. If you're targeting YouTubers, that's not the only thing you're going to type in. Think a little bit. Put yourself in the shoes of a YouTuber. What might they show interest in? Maybe they watch videos about cameras, because if they're a YouTuber, they likely have had to watch some camera videos and decide which camera they're purchasing at some point. So I guarantee that they have those kind of videos on their feed. So people that have interest in video cameras, let's select that. Let's show people who show interest in viral video trends. Viral video, social media, boom. And we could also maybe try something like vlogs, right? Because those are, vlogging is a long form way of doing a video, right? If people are watching that kind of content and they're very interested in that kind of content, it's very likely that they're trying to kind of do the same thing themselves. So you can see how much our audience definition has decreased, maybe even a little bit too much, but it still says that my audience definition is fairly broad. So I'm kind of pretty happy with that. I'm going to leave that. Usually you kind of want to shoot for like 1 to 2 million, 3 million, something like that for like a local audience, but we're kind of right around the general area that we want to be. And that's exactly how you do your targeting to different demographics and people with different interests. It's right here within the ad set. You make sure you show that original view like we clicked on before, and you'll see this nice view of all the different options you have with the location, the interest, demographics, all that. So once this is set up, you have your placements. I kind of just like to leave this on Advantage Plus and do the auto placements, but you can deselect things like having your ads show up in the Facebook Messenger feed, for example. Like that's just kind of not necessary and not going to get you a lot of conversions. So you can eliminate kind of those very redundant, useless placements if you'd like. Now from there, you're selecting your advertisement itself. So I have my YouTuber's long form ad set, and this will be my first YouTube long form ad one, right? It might be a video, right? So we'll do YouTube long form video 1. And now here's where you're going to select, your Facebook page, make sure that's connected, Instagram account, make sure that's connected. If you had a Threads profile, you can do the same here. And now you're going to set up the ad itself. Do you want it to be a single image or video, or you want to do a carousel ad? You select that. And let's do a single image or video this time. And now down here at destination, you're selecting the website that you want the ad to take them, right? So you put your website there. And instant forms, that's what I was going on about before. This is where we actually create those instant forms. And this is what people are going to see right on Facebook itself and be able to enter their information and not even have to leave the Facebook app to be able to become a lead for us. So if I wanted to make a new form for specifically long form YouTubers, I could go through this and set up the form. and be done with that. And then I can select my form. The ad creative. This is where you're actually setting up which post that you're doing. So you can select posts that you've already posted, or you just might want to have stuff that you're uploading for the very first time as an advertisement. So you do that right over here. But for the most part, I'm assuming that you probably posted these things already and now you want to run them up. So you can go to your Facebook page or Instagram page and select your different posts. You'll see them all pop up here, all the different videos, and I can select one, next, skip and continue. It'll crop it into different crops. You can usually go with the recommended one. If you see that it's going to cut out some valuable information though, you go with original and make sure that you can see the whole thing. The primary text is going to be basically the description that people see, the different caption that people see. You put some stuff in there, blah, blah, blah. You do a nice, compelling, bold headline that's really going to grab people, really going to be like, damn, like I need to find out what this value is here. Something like said wait. And then you're done. And you have that set up. And now you have your ad in place. It'll show you all the different placements and the feeds that it's going to be in. So you can kind of edit those here. You can see feeds, in-stream ads, stories, status, reels, search results, apps, and sites. All these things, that's where my ad's going to pop up. Related media, you can add in from your other advertisements in the campaign and basically like show that everything's kind of related into one campaign. Down here, it prompts you again to enter your primary kind of description and text and everything and the headline for your ad. So go ahead and do that again here. And tracking down here will just show you that your meta pixel is up and running and working and actually tracking those people that are doing the conversions. Now, oh my God, how freaking difficult it is to actually get this green light to appear and actually work properly. Lord have mercy on your soul. I wish you luck. I truly do. But don't worry, I'll have another video coming very soon. And when it's up, it'll pop up at the end of this video as well to go ahead and show you the meta pixel. Or you can just fucking hire me and I'll do it because Lord, I promise you, you do not want to do this. You do not want to have these headaches with this platform. But that's it, right? I mean, we've set up our campaign here. We've set up our ad. Now, again, why does the other one that I had look so much more complex? Well, that's because I had multiple different advertisements and multiple different ad sets, right? So once I finish this ad set, let's say I had 5 ads running down here within the YouTuber's long form ad set. Now what I could do is I can quick duplicate this ad set, and now I can have all the same creative material, but I can go in and I can change my headlines. I can change my descriptions. I can change the wording to now be a different target of, let's say, Twitch streamers. And now I can have a whole different target of, you know, not targeting the same exact audience. It might be in the same area. I might keep the location the same, but I can jump down here to my detailed targeting. And now I'm going to change all these different parameters, these demographics that we set up to cater to a Twitch streamer. And then you just rinse and repeat as many different audiences as you want to target, right? You might have one that's really general, targeting everybody, and then you can try to see and compare that with the specific stuff. And when you see 2, 3, 4 days in, that stuff is just not performing, then you shut it off and you allocate the budget to the stuff that is working. And again, now once you have that, you know, that actual real campaign finalized and set up, you're going to see all the different things filled in on these tabs here. So you can shut off an individual ad set. If the whole general targeting ad set just starts performing like shit, I can shut the whole thing off and only the ads from the other ad sets will be running. Or if just one particular ad is really performing like shit, I can turn that one off and just run the other. So I can have full control over all these different advertisements, and you can see that $15 a day is being allocated and distributed to all these different things. Some of these didn't even kick in and start running yet. So it's doing its thing and taking its time and doing things. And after about a week is when I'm really going to start analyzing what's going on here and start maybe making some changes and making some improvements. Fair enough to say at this point in the video, none of this is achievable with the freaking boost your post button. So stop pressing that damn button. This is what it takes. It's a headache. A lot of you guys don't want to learn this or don't want to go about this or go through this process. And that's exactly why my business exists. So go to projectdweb3.com, check out what I can do for you and save you guys a headache kind of doing all this crap, because there's a lot of people that are going to tell you they know how to run your marketing. There's a lot of people that are going to tell you they know how to make content and make videos for you that are going to go viral. But are they building campaigns with content built to create sales specifically designed to cater to that campaign? Like it's very specific, the process that we're going about things here. And from the ground up, the content is being made to achieve this goal, to get you sales, to get you people, customers, clients, leads, whatever it is that gets you money in your pocket. We're going to help you acquire that. Our mission is to help you acquire that. And we're building the content before we even start recording or go into your store and just start taking random videos of all your products. No, we actually have a plan. We have a purpose. We have a mission with the content we're building, and it comes out way better and feeling way more professional and feeling like it's made by people who know what they're doing because of those reasons. Okay, I'll take a breath now. I'll take a breath. Go to my damn website, please, and click right here if you want to watch the video about the Meta Facebook pixel. It's not up yet, so if you're watching this video like within the first couple weeks of it being out, you might see a different video. But after that, you guys watching this video in the future from now, you're going to see that one. Click it.